You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
And we get to visit with people all, 5 days at the LCMS National Youth Gathering in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Thousands upon thousands upon
over
thousands.
20,000 people. And it takes a lot of people to make that safe and a successful event,
yes.
and also a great opportunity for so many people to come together to hear the Word of God, to study the Word of God, and to put those hands to faithful service as well. Mm-hmm. And we've already talked throughout the week with some of the young adult volunteers who wear the orange shirts, so they're Orange Nation. Mm-hmm. Now we get to talk with one of the yellow shirts, but I don't think they go by Yellow Nation. I don't think that's a thing.
That would be a weird thing. It'd be like
might be awkward.
Mustard Nation or something. I don't know. Everything's about food.
Joining us at the KFUO booth right now is Lisa Barrett. She's a community life builder, second-year community life builder, or second gathering community life builder, I should say. And Lisa, thanks so much for spending some time with us here at the booth. I know that when you're at the gathering, you have a lot of responsibilities. So stepping away from those for a little while, I know that's a big deal. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for asking.
So Lisa, what got you interested in being a community life builder at the LCMS National Youth Gathering?
Well, I have been in ministry for 10 of the 21 years that I've been teaching, have been in Lutheran schools, be it serving as principal, serving as 5th and 6th grade teacher, assistant principal. And then when I moved back to Chicago, I then transitioned over to the public sector and continued to teach there. But I ached for ministry. I ached for being able to still serve within a ministerial position. And so the opportunity to become a CLB came up, and I said, hey, I get to work with youth at a youth gathering and serve again. Most definitely I'm on it. So
that 5th and 6th grade age must prepare you well for working with youth.
Oh, definitely. Yes. And it is a joy. It's such a joy to work with, youth in general. And here we have high school youth, and attitudes and behaviors really aren't that much different. But it is a joy, and it's just amazing to see children of this age group that are excited about Christ, excited about serving others, excited to interact with so many other people. And so it's a joy to serve here.
Yeah. Now, going into your first year as a CLB at last gathering, what were your expectations going into it? And what did you, on the other end of it coming out, what did you learn over that process?
Well, I knew it was going to be hard work. There was no doubt about that, going into the first gathering in 2016 in New Orleans. What I did not quite anticipate was how hard the work was going to be, but along with that, just how fulfilling it was. So it is hard work, but the joy that you receive out of it coming on the other end is just amazing. We're blessed to see things such as, youth being baptized because of being here for these events. In New Orleans in particular, I remember watching a group of youth who went in and bussed tables for a restaurant because the restaurant was so overcome by the number of children coming in. They said, you know what, let us bus these tables for you so you're freed up to let the other guests come in.
Wow.
So when you're able to witness our children working in that way, it's just amazingly fulfilling.
Absolutely.
What are the duties of a community life builder at the LCMS National Youth Gathering?
Well, as you see, we wear yellow.
Yes, that's an important duty.
Duty number one, wear yellow. But I always look at it, our first role is always let Christ's light shine. And the yellow reminds us of that. If you want to break it down more specifically, we do have roles such as hotel leads. We have traffic team. We have, security personnel. We have the volunteers that work with us. We have people who brought sewing machines, and they sew backpacks. And we have stadium traffic and, stadium personnel. So there are many different subsections, but in all of those, our main role, no matter what position we're in, is to let Christ's light shine in everything that we do.
So for those who have never been to a national youth gathering before, let's unpack some of those duties that you just described, like a hotel lead. When we're at an LCMS National Youth Gathering, we're talking about over 20,000 people. So like descending upon a city, overtaking a major metropolitan area. Here in Minneapolis, we're not just downtown, but also at hotels around the city as well. I think Mark Kiesling said 68 hotels in the Minneapolis metropolitan area.
Yeah.
So what does a hotel lead, yellow shirt at the hotels do?
Well, our main goal is, as a hotel lead, is to make sure that our guests that are coming in, that number one, they feel welcome. My job this year was to direct traffic as they're coming in, because in my particular hotel, we had 39 youth groups in my one hotel.
Wow.
So, making sure that, the lobby area stayed, fairly clear, because there are also other guests that are staying at our hotel. So funneling traffic through, making sure there's meeting space for the youth groups as they do their family times together. Meeting space for the morning meetings, making sure that all of the youth that are staying on outlying properties get on the correct shuttle and get to, are you going to a servant event? You need to go here. Are you going to the convention center? You need to be here. And just keeping all of the adult leaders abreast of what their responsibilities are throughout the day.
And when you say the day, you really mean like what, a 23-hour period?
Yes, pretty much. Yes, it's a long day, but the excitement just keeps you going. You really don't realize how exhausted you may be until you actually lie down flat at the end of the night or at the beginning of the morning, depending upon how you look at it. And then you finally say, whoa. Yeah, it's been a long day.
And you thank the Lord for all the blessings and all the ways you've been given to serve that day.
Oh, most definitely.
So many ways. So we talked about the hotel leads, and what were some of the others that you mentioned? Some were traffic, yeah, directing people.
Yeah, so directing people, keeping people safe, and we typically do that in coordination with the local police department as well, making sure that people are not crossing against lights, making sure that if we do have to stop traffic, so groups can get through, because we have 22,000 people that were moving through these city streets. And so what paths do they need to take in order to stay safe?
It is pretty incredible to watch every morning and every afternoon or every evening when they're going from the convention center to US Bank Stadium. It's just these mobs of people walking down the street. It's really cool to watch.
In purple backpacks.
Right. You see like the sea of purple backpacks moving down the street.
Yeah, it's just really cool though.
Very true.
Tell me more about some of the other positions too as well. You talked about the stadium, some of the CLBs who serve at the stadium.
Yeah, so serving at the stadium, it may be, helping the security personnel as people are crossing through into the property of the stadium. Could be something as simple as holding doors and making sure that as many doors, are as open as possible so that everyone can get in, and also funneling people through to the appropriate seating areas. And we have ADA entrances this year, and making sure that if you do have a disability, you need to be at this door, and getting everyone in where they need to be and doing it safely.
So all of you are pretty much logistical, like magic people right now, because the logistics that you guys have to deal with, they're incredible. But you're the people that make a lot of things just run smoothly. Like if you guys are doing your job, nobody will notice, and that is a really good thing.
Well, and it's the interactions we have with everyone are just amazing, and so again, it is hard work, but it's amazing, and it's so fulfilling, the interactions you have with people that are just in passing, and not only youth, but also the citizens of the city. One of my very first experiences coming here, even before the event opened, was with one of the security personnel and just having a general conversation. And she said, if you wouldn't mind, if you have a second, I would love for you to pray for XYZ. And I said, why don't we stop and let's do that right now? And this is this is a public space, who knows how often they have the opportunity to pray with each other in this public space. So just to stop and do that prayer with her and to let her know, we are here for you. And if you need us, just let us know.
Absolutely. Who have you been able to meet? I mean, across the gatherings, I'm sure thousands of people, but who stands out for you that you've been able to meet and interact with in your role, as in this special role? Because you get to meet a lot of people that the rest of us don't.
Well, I met many great people. I love the opportunities I've had to meet with those who are here from Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Because their ministries are so different than, say, for instance, our ministries in the Midwest. So I've loved the conversations that I've had with those individuals. The highlight, however, for me has been to run into members of the youth group that I grew up in.
Oh, that's cool.
And it just so happened that they're not only staying in the same hotel where I'm the CLB lead, but they're on the same floor.
Oh, nice.
So, to interact with them, and I was sharing with someone this morning, I said, it's like we're in youth group again. Just the same, sitting down, having conversations, almost like time has never passed. But these were the people that in the faith I grew up with from kindergarten through senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, here we are, and we're reconnected and just sitting down like time has never passed.
Yeah.
And worshiping together like time has never passed.
Yeah.
So that for me has really been, in terms of an interesting group of people that I've kind of met, kind of, sort of. But, to run into them and to worship like we've never been separated. Mm-hmm. And that has been amazing.
Yeah, the body of Christ.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah.
You mentioned at the previous gathering in New Orleans that you witnessed a number of youth just showing Christ's love to others and joyfully serving others. Mm-hmm. What are some examples that you've seen of that here, of youth joyfully serving others?
Well, I've seen just the positive interactions that the youth have had in terms of speaking with the security personnel, convention center personnel, and taking that time aside just to chat with them and to pray with them. Anytime I've been in the streets, I'm commuting from the convention center to the stadium, and seeing youth that are talking to people on the street and just sharing their faith and witnessing and saying, hey, this is what we're all about. There are a lot of us here. Sorry about that, but thank you for having us. Has just been amazing.
Yeah.
What do you look forward to most at the gathering every 3 years? What do you look forward to most at the gathering? We have just about a minute left.
Okay, being able to serve. And hands down, that's what it boils down to, is the opportunity to serve. And for me, it is kind of an extension of professional church work, which I do miss so dearly, and to have the opportunity. So for me, this is like my professional church work high. I get to be
into 1 week every 3 years.
Packed into 1 week. Yes, professional church
there's
work.
Preparation before, though, too. You have quite a bit of prep work before,
right,
too.
So we receive webinars and lots of paper information that comes out through the mail just to get us ready. Lots of walking to get us ready for the event as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Our guest today, Lisa Barrett, she serves as a community life builder at the LCMS National Youth Gathering this year in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Real present God. Lisa, thank you so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO, the listener-supported broadcast ministry of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit kfuo.org or text KFUO to 41444. KFUO, Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.